Hello, I would wish to take you through the process of creating a pharmaceutical or a pharmacy management system, or basically a chemist system, whereby transactions of drugs or medicine sold can be recorded, the reorder can be done, payments can be done, and also medicine details can be recorded. Therefore, we open Microsoft Access, then we create a database. We rename our database as pharmacy management system. Then from there, we can just open the pharmacy system, that is the MIS. We launch our Access 2019. Then we need to create transaction details table, and therefore we go to enable, then we go to create, then design. Then once we go to design, we type the transaction ID, the transaction ID. Then we go to customer name, then we go to mobile number, then you can also go to drug name, then quantity cost, that is the cost of the drug, then amount payable, then balance. Therefore, these ones are currency. This is number, data type. This one can remain the same, transaction number. This one can be transaction ID. You can make it number. Therefore, this is the primary key for that case. Then, okay, we can just do a bit of calculation in the table to make things easier. Therefore, I can just create a field called balance. Now, remember, you can also view or watch a video that I did on how to perform calculations in a table, that is for Microsoft 2010 above. Therefore, you just go to calculated field. Now, once you are in the calculated field, you type equals, and then first of all, we need to save this table of ours. Save this table as transactions details, that way. Therefore, once we save, first we'll also remove this one to make things easier. If we save that one, transaction details. Now we can go and calculate our balance. We go to this field, then go to calculated field, then equals, that is cost. It is cost minus, now we need the change, for it should be amount payable minus the cost of the drug, that way. Therefore, that field is calculated, and it will automatically calculate the whatever you need. For example, the cost of medicine is 560 and somebody has paid 1,000. Therefore, you can see it will automatically calculate for us the change. Then from there, we can go ahead and go to table. Then we go to, we are creating a table now, reorder, purchase number. Then we go to invoice number. Then we go to supplier name. then we go to drag name, then we go to current quantity, then we can talk of deficit, and then we have the index, number. Therefore, for this case, this one, our purchase here is the purchase number is the primary key, is our primary key. Then we have supplier name, drag name, quantity. This should be number, deficit number, index number can remain the same the way it is. Then from here, this is reorder. This is reorder table. That is reorder table. Then we can carry on, go to create table design. Then we have medicine details. Therefore here we shall have the index number of the medicine. This is our primary key now. Then we go to drag name, then we can have quantity, then price, then total. That is quantity times the other one. Therefore, this is number, this is currency. Then this one here, we can just make it a calculated field. But remember, we always need first to save the table. We need to save this table here. We go to save. Then this is medicine details. Then after doing so, we can now have our total here. Then our total should be calculated field. That is here. Should be a calculated field. Then this is equals to quantity multiplied by price. That way. Then we can remove this field. After doing that, we need to go ahead and create another table. Create design view, and this one is, we start with supplier ID. Supplier ID. We have supplier ID, supplier name. Then we have purchase number. Then we can have order amount. Then we have amount paid. We have receipt number. You can also have balance. I think those fields are enough. We can add them as we go on. Now this table called reorder had purchase number as a number. Therefore, this one should be number. Purchase number should be number. Then this one, we are talking of payments, and therefore we are paying the supplier. Purchase number should be our, therefore we can just make this one as a primary key, but our supplier number, that is our purchase number, should be our foreign key. Then we can talk of currency number. Balance here should be amount paid, order amount. We can calculate that one as time goes by. Therefore, we can leave it for now. Then this one is payments details. That is paying of the supplier. Therefore, those are the three tables that you need to have so that you can be in a position to come up with a chemist system. And therefore, a table we can have where we shall fill our drugs. Therefore, we can have drug ID and drug name. Then we can have auto number, this one. Then drug name. Then we can save this one as drug names. Then we can also have another one for suppliers. Create. We go to supplier ID, then supplier name. That way. Then this one should be auto number, or we can still give it a number. This number data type. Then we can save that one as suppliers. And therefore, when I want to feed the supplier, we can also check the fields that had supplier reorder had a supplier, that is supplier name, that is okay. Then we can also go to payments. We had supplier, this one can be number, take this one to be number, supplier ID, number, name. Then we can have just make this one auto number, then also this one auto number. Now when we have the supplier, now we can have iChem, can have Kenry, the chemist, Nairobi suppliers. These are the suppliers. Then drugs, you can just go and type the drugs name, something like paracetamol, amoxicillin, Panadol, Dawanol, something like Extradam. Okay, those are enough. Since I'm not a medical expert, you can use those ones. Now what we need to do is to go to where the transaction is. Like now we have this field, then where drug name is, we create a relationship. We go to lookup wizard, then we need to go, I want to look up the first option. I'm looking from drug names, and I'm looking at drug. That is the field that will be related. Therefore, this field will read drugs from drug name. Then we can go to reorder. This field, we create a relationship, drug name again, drug name, lookup wizard should be related to drug name, then you finish. Then supplier name, so that we cannot have fake suppliers. We go to lookup wizard, next. Then we are looking from, okay, we are looking at or getting our data from lookup wizard, that is suppliers table. If we go to supplier, we are looking at supplier name. Then we can just go and click on finish. Then from there, we can go to the other one, that is payments. We can just go to medicine. First of all, we go to medicine in sign view. Then drug name should also get drugs from drug names. Remember, you can also watch my video on lookup wizard and relationship. I will put the description, the links down in the description area, so that you can option to see how lookup wizard works. Therefore, this one will look at drugs, and in case I add more drugs here, they will automatically get into the related fields. Then you can go to transaction field. Transaction field, we go to where supplier name. Supplier name, where's the, okay, we also have drug name. Now you can go to where supplier, that is, oh, this is transaction. You are going to payments, sorry. Now in payments, we have supplier name. Now the supplier name should be gotten from this supplier name, suppliers. Then we have the supplier name read from here, these ones. Therefore, as I add more suppliers in the suppliers, then I'm in a position to have more and more updated fields. Therefore, basically after now doing that, we need to go ahead and create data capture forms, and therefore we just go to create. Then I want us to use more organized forms, therefore you go to more forms. Then we shall use model forms. Therefore you can see also my video. I'll drop the link here. I have videos showing you how to create model forms. I'll be in a position to give you the links for that one. Therefore, after having this model form, these two buttons are not supposed to be visible. Therefore, you highlight them, you go to properties, then visible, no. I just choose no. That is in this area here. This point here, you just choose no. Visible, no. We don't want them to be visible. Then you can call this one transactions. Transactions. Then you click on OK. Then you can right click and assign some color on that one. Then you need to instruct Microsoft Access where to get data for this. Therefore, you go to properties. Then you can choose form. This form is getting data from record source. Which record source? It's getting data from transactions. Therefore, you then close this. Then we have used the property. We now go to add existing list, and then we now drag and drop the feeds. Remember, these ones will be columnar. It will be columnar. Therefore, we shall just bring everything here, and then we shall arrange them accordingly. Therefore, after dropping the feeds the way I have done, after bringing these ones here this way, then we can have our heading here. Our heading is transaction details. Transaction details. Then you can assign some format. You can just add some format that way. Then we can now arrange these ones. We have a transaction ID. We just now need to edit this one accordingly, just to be smart. That way. Then amount payable, balance, that way. Probably you can try to make them the same size. After doing this, you need to put the navigation buttons somewhere. You can have the navigation buttons. This one needs to be somewhere different so that you can just have that one somewhere here. Now, after having that, you can just increase the font or do something to make them visible. Then you need to go to design. Then you take some buttons. You can just go to form operations, record operations, add new. Therefore, we can add new there. Then we can have another button here. that is record operations, go next, next, go next, next. Then we can have another one, go previous, that way. Then after doing so, we can have one for delete records. Right now we can have record operations, delete records. That way, therefore that one is enough. Therefore that is our form. This is our form. You can see the way it looks like, and therefore you can see drags are being read from the other one. We have also forgotten to put a button for cross. We need to have a button for cross form here. We take the button, then run, then go to form operations, cross form, next, text, finish. Therefore this is our button for crossing our form. Therefore you can just go to format, that way. Then we can go on, go to again create, then forms. We choose our mode of form. We do the same again. We make sure these buttons are not visible by saying no here, then save. Now this one is reorder form, reorder form. Therefore in the reorder form we can assign different color. Then we just go again, choose form in the properties, form, then record source. Where are you getting data? We are getting data from reorder. Then we save, we do it again, start by drawing a label. Then this is our reorder form. You click outside, inside form, you do that one. Then from there you go again to design, then add existing list. You drag and drop the feeds accordingly. Then we can also bring the invoice, we can bring the supplier name, that way. Then you can have the drag name, then we can look at the quantity, then deficit. You can have our deficit there. Then we have our index number. Our index number can be somewhere here. That is our index number. Then we need to do the formatting. Go to format. Now you assign them some color and also some bigger font. That way. Then this one was not affected. Therefore, I need to effect that one. Then from here, you can just do nice. Just make sure that these ones are visible the way they should be. This is the invoice number. This is purchase number. That way. Probably you can make the distance to be somewhere. That way. Therefore, after now doing this, you can go ahead and do as we have done to the others. That is, you can just add the navigation buttons to make sure that you are on the right track. Therefore, we go and add the navigation buttons design. We go and add the go to next, finish. Then we can also add the other one. Go to previous, next, that way. Then we can have our cross form here, form operations, cross form, then finish. Now after having this one done that way, we can go to the next one, can add a new record, form operations, add new record. Then we have the other one, record operations, delete record, delete, that way. Therefore, after doing this, you can now proceed and draw the next form. Therefore, so far we have that one. Now that is our reorder form. You can see we can get our suppliers, we can get our names automatically from the related tables. Then we go ahead and create the medicine form. Therefore, we shall just go to create again there, right click, give it some color, different now color. Then I write these two. You can delete them or just make them invisible that way. Then this is medicine details. Therefore, in medicine details, we do the same. We go to choosing our form, then we choose where we are getting data from, medicine details, then add existing, bring them here, drag name, quantity, price, and then the total, that way. Then you can just try to reorder them to order, that way. You can try to order this one while maintaining this one at a distance, that way. Then this one should be at a distance. Then you can highlight this one, go again format, increase the size to 16, make it more bold, that way. Then from there we can have our heading design. Then you take this one. This one is medicine details. Then we can just go to format, put the color. Then we can have a bigger heading like that. Now, when we are in this point, you can still make this more attractive by drawing this rectangle, that way. You can make it more beautiful, and you can increase the thickness of the line. Therefore, you can still make that more beautiful by doing that. Then go to design, we draw the buttons here, go to next, then we can draw the other one, go to previous, then we also draw another one for record operation, add a new, and also for deleting the record. For our record operations, delete the record, that way. Then we need to format that one, and then we can draw the one for cross form, form operations, cross form, next, cross form, finish. Then this one can be format, that way, can be 14. Therefore, that is enough for that table. Therefore, this is our medicine form. You can see still we can just be in a position to do our things. Then we can still proceed and draw our payment table, our payment form. Then we see how it looks. Therefore, just go again, form design. We start by giving it some color, some different color. just give it some different color. That way. Then you go ahead and hide this properties. You just say no. Then you come to this point, choose form, get your data. Where are you getting our data from? We are getting our data from payments. So we cross this. After crossing that one, this is payments. Before you click on OK, then go to add existing list. Then you can have the supplier ID, supplier name, purchase, order amount, amount paid, receipt number, and balance. Then we can now be in a position to first of all change the color. Can give that color to a color that will be seen. Okay, that way. Then now we can rearrange our stuff here. That way. Our receipt number can be somewhere like, can also be the first one here. There is no much and ado for making sure that that one is right. Then go to format, increase the size to 16. Then you can put a bit. This one's supplier name. That way, and amount. Okay, it can just be the way it is, just to avoid it being so unproportional. Then after having that one, this is our payment form. You go to design, you choose you type the payments of orders. Then outside, inside format, you give it a bigger shouting color, okay, a bigger font. Then from there, you can go ahead and put make it attractive. You can draw the rectangle just like I have shown you in the other one. That way. Then go to format, shape, thickness. Then you can give it some kind of beautiful things like that. Then from there, you need to put the buttons. Just go to this point, have the next button drawn there. Then have the previous, going to the previous record drawn there. Then we can also have the record operations like delete, record, delete, finish. Then you can also have another record operations, add new. That way. Then we can have cross button drawn somewhere. Have cross button design. Then you have cross form here. Form operations, cross form, next text, that way. Then format, we give it some color. Give it some color, that way. Then after doing that, this is our form. Therefore, this is our payment form. That way, then you can cross that one. Therefore, this is so far what we have. Then from there, we need to have some reports. We need to have some reports in that when you click on a report, you'll be in a position to print that report without actually having much struggle on that one. Therefore, let's proceed and create some reports. Therefore, you need to go to create. Then we can create using the report wizard. We have payments report. You send everything. Next. Just go to next. We need to be tabular and landscape. We go to next, then finish. Now, once our report is created, just like you can see, you need to go to design view so that you can edit your report to have. Then you can also try to see whether all the feeds have been captured. Balance is the last one. Therefore, if you cannot see balance, then you are on the wrong foot. Therefore, you can edit these ones accordingly. Format, you give it some color that way. Then you pull that back. You can also edit these ones just to look smart. For this one is payments, and then you can just go to design view and then draw our heading there. For this is our pharmacy. This is our pharmacy management system. Therefore, you still have to increase the font size and make it bold. Therefore, this is how our report looks like. This is our report for the surprise. That way. And then we are good. If I can see what we have by clicking on view. Therefore, this is how our report looks like. That is a supply ID, whatever, that way. Then when you are at this point, you can go to design view. You can draw a straight line here, just to separate those ones. So then you can see like that. Therefore, you can see what will happen. We shall have that one downwards. That is our payment. Then you go again, create. Then you go to report wizard. Now this time around, we can create the transactions. We go to next, transactions. Go next, escape, next, finish. Then this is whatever we have. Therefore, we go to design view so that we can edit these ones accordingly. This is transaction ID. You can have it that way. Then we have our customer name, mobile number, drug name. Hope there is nothing hidden. Therefore, you still do this one. You can go to format. Then have it done that way. Same to these ones. You format these ones. These ones can be centered. Give it some different color, bold, that way. Then you can also draw a line there. Go to design, draw a straight line, that way. Then we edit these ones accordingly. This is our transaction details. Then we can have that one separated. But this is our transaction details. Transaction details format. Then we have our heading design. Then we have our logo there. Our letterhead, pharmacy management system reports. Then from here we need to go to format, and then we increase the font size. Then you can make it center. Therefore, this is what we have that way. Therefore, if I preview this one, then you can see we have our smart form report, that is. Then you can go ahead and choose report again. then we can do the reorder. Next, that is for the reorder. The reorder will look the same, it is just a smaller one. Therefore we just go to design view and edit whatever is not visible. Purchase number, can have it, you can have it as number, that way. Then this one can go to the end. Then after doing that, we need to format these ones accordingly. Go to format, you do that. Index number should not be so big, so this one's can just push. Drag name should this be something. Invoice number also should be something small. Supplier should be bigger. That way. Then we can also have these ones edited accordingly. Drag name, supplier name, I think it's alright that way. Then we can have our reorder here. Our reorder, then go to design, then you draw the letterhead. Pharmacy management system, then format, you increase the size there, then you can choose some color, then go home and see what you have. That is very good, that's what we have. Current is not visible, therefore this is current quantity, can call it C quantity. Okay. Deficit is okay, drag name, the others are fine. If I can have it that way, now it looks smart. Then we can draw our last form. Go to create report wizard. Now we draw for medicine details. Next, finish. This is medicine details. Therefore, I just needed to format it to fit our requirements. That way, drag name should be at least something bigger. The others are okay. Therefore, I can still do the formatting again by dragging your mouse. Format, go to this point and give it some color. Then pull that one back. Again, you do the same to these ones. You can assign them a bigger heading. That way, then we pull the report footer. Medicine details, they should be capital. Then give it some color. Then go to design, take a label. Then this is our pharmacy management system. Therefore, I go to format and then go to this one. Therefore, this is how it looks like. We can just unhide this one. This one should be a bit visible. That way. And therefore, after now doing that, we have been in a position to create our reports, our forms, and then therefore the final bit of this one is to create a main form, and therefore I just go to more forms. You can still use a model. We hide this, go to properties, then you just click on no. Then from here you can just assign a color, some color, just like we have been doing that way. Then you now need to you can draw the tab, this one here. Then this one, this you could change the name from the other point. This is operations. Then this one you can call it, I'm talking of this one you can call it reports stroke summaries. That way. Therefore, when you are in the operation tab here, you just draw the button, this control button. Then you go to form operations, open form, next. Now you're opening medicine, next. This is medicine, medicine details. Therefore, you can just go to finish. Then draw another one. This is form operations, open form, next. Payments, next. Now this is payments. Then you can do the same. It's our main. Then draw the other one. The other one is form operations, open form, next. Then you can open reorder. Then this is reorder form. The reorder form. Then we can also go ahead. We can also go ahead and draw another one. This is form operations, open form, next. Then transactions, next. Text, open transactions, finish. That way. Yeah, that is that way. Therefore, you just now highlight, go to format. You can format them the way you wish. You can even increase the font sizes of this one, something of the sort. Therefore, that is the way that one looks like. Then we go to reports. Now reports, you do the same. Go to design, then take this button, draw. Then you go to report operations. We preview reports. Therefore, you preview next. Medicine details. Therefore, this is medicine. Then you can draw another one. Then go to form, then preview next. Payments. Therefore, this is payments. Then go next, draw the other one. Go to report operations, preview next. Reorder next. This is reorder. Then you can go to report operations, preview next. Transaction details next. Text transactions, finish. Now we can still now do the same we have done to the forms. You rearrange these ones, and just make them attractive. That will probably bring them somewhere in the center. I'm dragging to select all. That way. Then we can also format it. So we have done format, give it a different color, and make it bigger. that way. Therefore, after doing that, you can see that we are heading somewhere that way. Therefore, after now doing that, we can bring this a bit down, then have our title there. Our title here, our title is our pharmacy management system 2020. Then code format, can use color black, bold. Then we have something of the sort. Change this one to something tight, centered. Then we decrease the font size that way. Therefore, after doing that, you save that one. Then therefore you can see how our system looks like so far. Therefore, when you want to switch between reports and operations, then you can be in a position to do your stuff, just like I'm doing. Therefore, you can see what I'm doing. This is a model form. Therefore, you can now choose your stuff. If I am doing some payments, I can do some payments. You see, can do my transactions and cross. Then reports, I just click on my report, and then I can preview my report here that way, etc. Therefore, basically this is how you create a pharmacy system, and you can be in a position to see it is actually full functional. Therefore, after doing this, I need to go and make this one functional by going to File. Then I go to Options. Then I go to Current Database here. I choose my form is main. I want my form to be main. Then overlapping Windows tabbed documents, display document. Okay. Then from there I type my heading here. My heading is pharmacy. Pharmacy management system. Then I need to choose this one here. Then from there, display navigation, you remove that. You also remove allow full menus. You can remove allow full menus and that one. Then I can create my button here to launch this one, which is not so much necessary if you actually have the main form, but you can still do one there by going to just go to create. Then you can create a macro. Now this macro will open form. Then you choose the form name. The form name is main. Then I can save that one. Open main. Then after doing that one, again, I can go straight to File. Then I go to Options. Then I go to this point, Customize Ribbon. Then I need to have a new group. Now this new group is called, that is our new group. We rename our new group to pharmacy. Then we need to create a new tab. We rename our new tab as operations. That way. Then we go to this point here, choose macro. Then we are bringing our macro to we need first of all this one to be somewhere. New tab. We need that to bring that one there. That is our operation to that one. That one, then you cross that. For our new tab is here. Yeah, we can just go back and rename it. Our new tab, this one, we rename this to our pharmacy. Therefore, you can see our pharmacy here, and when I open, it opens this. Therefore, then after now doing that one, I can cross this one and then open my pharmacy system. Let's see now what happens. Our Access 2019 launches. Then once it launches, our system is where to go. You see what has happened? I can still cross this one and operate using this one. Therefore, if I cross this one, I can still operate using the macro open form. It opens. Therefore, that's how you create a pharmacy management system to the fullest, start to the end, and basically you have seen what we have done. Therefore, thank you very much for watching. Always remember to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and you can also like and share my videos. Then you're in a position to get more and more as I do them.